I'm Fritz Nelson here at CES 2012. I'm with Jason Collins, who is the Vice President of Emerging Technology and Innovation for Alcatel-Lucent. We're talking about the NG Connect program. What is NG Connect?
So NG Connect is a program that we're using to really figure out what happens when you take all these consumer electronics and you insert the network into the value chain to really create a new end user experience. So it's a consortium of companies that have come together to really explore the possibilities.
And so you guys sell equipment to service providers. How does this help you do that?
Sure, so our equipment is network equipment, so that's clearly a part of the equation, so that if a service provider launches one of these service concepts, the idea would be that it would drive network and it would drive their ability to make revenue off that network.
Okay, great. We're going to go see a few demonstrations here, and I think we're going to start with a little health and fitness, so let's go see what that's about.
Great.
All right, so this is AvaTrainer. What is AvaTrainer?
Right, so basically a couple of the trends that we've seen in this industry are a trend towards physical devices, sensors for fitness on your body, as well as natural user interfaces. And everybody's seen fitness-based games on the Wii or on the Xbox 360, etc. So what happens when you put all of that fitness stuff into the cloud? So, and you actually include the network in the equation. So this is a cloud-based fitness service designed to be sold into hotels, for example, so that someone could go into their hotel room, they could get a premium fitness experience, it would be their program. What James and Snehal are doing here is they're showing them doing their fitness program. They're actually doing it together between two hotels. One represents San Diego, one represents here in Las Vegas. So they can participate in fitness with their friends that are in other places, as well as it will keep track of their fitness parameters, how they're progressing, whether they've gained weight or not. And there's a lot of our NG Connect partners that are in this to make this happen, including vendors that produce fitness sensors, our cloud-based stuff, etc.
So we got a lot of different equipment here. We've got cameras, we've got little monitors, we've got the bio harness here. It's just run through who some of the partners are in this.
So of course you mentioned the bio harness. In addition, let's see. Oh, we have some members that are experts in creating avatars. So the avatars that you see are created by the partners. In addition, of course, our stuff, our cloud-based software for producing high-quality cloud, as well as things like identity, those sorts of things.
Great. Well, let's go see what's next. So here we have a car, the Striker. What's going on in here?
So what we're doing with Striker 1 is we're looking at the kinds of things that are possible to do for public safety to solve some of their problems. What we're looking at the back here is obviously this is a demonstration vehicle. So we have a base station here, which you normally wouldn't find in a car, but we're just showing it here. But this is the actual kind of equipment that goes in the bottom of a cell tower that produces the service for your cell phone. In addition, we're showing what kinds of applications are made possible by that. And I mentioned the problems that public safety has. Public safety has been built up on a set of networks that really don't talk to each other very well. And with new IP devices, et cetera, what we can do is we can now take those old devices and bridge them over so that they can talk with newer devices, so like these iPads, for example. So now you could have somebody who's on a proprietary walkie-talkie kind of communication system, and they can talk right over to somebody who's on an iPad or an iPhone.
Okay, and then so the people in the emergency vehicle, they're getting video feeds, they're consolidating communication. Are those the kinds of things?
So that's the other great thing about having broadband is that now all of a sudden it enables lots and lots of video feeds. So for example, if a policeman was driving down the road, he could get pre-feeds of what the crowd situation was. Or he could send video back into the network so that a network operations center could see video from several police cars at once and find out what was going on. In addition, other applications like, for example, and this is not so great, but he could videotape the license plate of the guy in front of him, and immediately the record could come up so that he could analyze whether this is a guy he needs to pull over or not.
All right, let's go see the next demo. All right, this is FanCam. What's FanCam?
Right. So what we're showing here is really the democratization of video production. So the idea is that it's a service where everybody in the audience at a sporting event or something like that has their mobile phones that has video capabilities. What would happen if you were to be able to take those videos, send them up into the cloud, have them processed together and create a real montage, something that somebody would be interested in leaving the stadium with. Kind of more important than that, though, I mean, I think we're showing kind of the stadium version of this. What would happen if you were to be able to give this to all the parents of the kids' soccer games, right? And they could send the videos up, you could create montages of them, and then you could send it to the grandparents. I think there's actually a great revenue opportunity in sort of those smaller events that nobody can get to.
Well, if they had this at the Oakland Raiders games, you could do like best fights in the stadium?
That is exactly right. So that's another use of it. Sometimes the most interesting thing about being at the game is the crowd. So show the guy, passed out drunk next to you.
Okay, and so who are some of the partners involved in this?
So 40K, for example, one of the things we got to do is you got to register the phones on the network, and you got to say where are they seated and that sort of thing, and get that information into the application. So that's them. Solta, they make they're a New Zealand-based company that makes a video streaming software. So a bunch of other companies have come in and helped us do this.
Great. Jason, I know there's like 10 demos going on in the booth. We just picked a few to look at. A lot more here to see, but that's the NG Connect program. A few samples of it anyway. Thanks for joining us.
Great. Thank you for coming.